Sin not to ask for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Today, many people are wondering where the country is headed. Well, it's been said that no matter where the country is going, California will get there first. So let's follow that trail. Let's see an example currently in the news is the city of Bell, California, population 38,000, estimated annual per capita income $12,000, where the city manager had an annual pay package of $1.5 million. The chief of police had an annual salary of $457,000, with 20 weeks of paid vacation, of course. Other city officials made in excess of $100,000. The city has a huge deficit, and officials have been making special interest-free loans to themselves and others. Can we say political corruption, boys and girls? This begs a number of questions. How? Well, a special semi-secret election where 1% of the population voted gave these corrupt officials the power to act. What's been the reaction? Well, outraged citizens stormed City Hall and caused the resignations of some top officials. Hopefully many more will follow. Of the 480 cities in California, how many more are also corrupt? Only time will tell, but that list is growing, and it's growing fast. What about California state officials? Well, the California State Senator and Assemblyman knew, and at the federal level, the local congressman knew. Why didn't they act? Here's a clue. They all belong to the same political party as the Bell officials. What about law enforcement? Well, the state's top cop, Attorney General Jerry Brown, has ignored the Bell corruption since 2007. Could it be because, as mayor of Oakland 6 years prior, he kept secret the salaries of top officials in that now failed city? Yes, folks, before Bell, there was Oakland. Now Brown is running for governor, and he'll probably win. Moving on to the state of California, what's the situation there? The state is experiencing a $20 billion deficit. Most of this relates to exorbitant costs and demands of the California Public Employees Retirement System and state workers' unions. The passing of a 1999 pension bill, which made possible this legal theft, is being re-examined. Gosh, charges of bribery have been alleged. Bribery? What a surprise. So Bell is corrupt. The state of California, I call it Corruptifornia, is failing for the same reasons. It's a criminal enterprise. Since California has become a failed state, does that foretell failure for other states? Well, let's take a look.
And it's not just happening in California. In virtually bankrupt New York, 738 educators are collecting city pensions of more than $100,000 a year. And 3 make more than $200,000 a year. Union pensions at GM and Chrysler help drive those auto manufacturers to the brink of disaster and into the loving arms of the federal government, where they're currently going through your wallet to take that. I could go on and on and on. It's happening in every city, every state, every branch of the federal government in Washington, D.C.
What's left? Surely the federal government will save us, especially since Speaker Pelosi said she would drain the swamp. Well, let's see. Congresswoman Maxine Waters is charged with steering $12 million to save her husband's bank, and Congressman Charles Rangel has been charged with income tax evasion. It took Pelosi 2 years to bring charges against these two members of her party. This is the same Nancy Pelosi who said Congress had to first pass Obamacare so that people would be able to know what was actually in the bill. This bird only has one oar in the water, and the people who voted for her don't have any oars in the water, or in the boat for that matter. At this point, it is not a question of are any of the 435 members of Congress corrupt? It's how many. But not to worry, the tin cup crowd will surely re-elect Waters and Rangel. How do these officials stay in office? Well, they pass laws, create commissions, disperse stimulus money, increase welfare, and grant other favors to selected groups in exchange for votes. By relying on handouts, voters will always be dependent on government for survival. Let's just say this in plain talk. They bribe voters to stay in office. No matter that each gift requires little loss of freedom and adds to a national debt that can never be repaid, These voters have become sheeple. Eventually, they will issue everyone a tin cup, which everyone will soon need. The current administration, socialism on steroids, is setting records for helping the people to remain subservient. The return of bondage is a work in progress for these lefties, and watching people apply shackles to themselves is beyond ugly.
These agencies didn't exist before. These are the agencies that FDR created during the New Deal, okay? Big government. We have never done this before. Big government. These are all of the agencies that he created under the New Deal. 2 pages. It's a lot. It transformed America. And each of these create more regulations. For every law that is passed, 10 regulations. How many are these actually making? Now, I want to show you something else. This is the list of the agencies that Barack Obama has created in just the first year. In just the health care bill. Sorry it's taking so long. I just want to show them to you. This is just in one bill. I can see now why they're trying to get you to make videos on the benefits of regulations, because I have news for you. There's a whole lot more regulation headed your way. And as history tells us, that's not a good thing for the little guy. Progressive reforms have failed over and over and over again.
Fact. These government officials, at all levels, do not care about the people. They only care about their power. They have, in fact, become our enemy. Well, do we care? As unemployment and poverty increase, we will all care. When this house of cards collapses, the loudest sound throughout the land will be these subservient Americans tapping their tin cups against their self-imposed prison bars. Oh, and don't forget your prayer rugs, so that you may face Washington on your knees and pray to the One 7 times each day. What happened to, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees? Silly me. Here's a quote from D.H. Lawrence from long ago. Quote, "Men fight for liberty and win it with hard knocks. Their children, brought up easy, let it slip away again, poor fools. And their grandchildren are once more slaves."